Welcome to The Last Calm Word. Let's get started with today's story. My name's Russell Carter. I'm 34, and until recently I thought I was 3 weeks away from marrying the woman I'd spend the rest of my life with. Her name was Jennifer. We'd been together for 4 years, met through mutual friends, clicked fast, and moved in after the first year. She was beautiful, in a real low-maintenance kind of way, smart and charming. The proposal wasn't flashy, just the two of us at the park where we had our first date. She cried, said yes. Everything after that felt like it was falling into place. The wedding venue was booked. Dress fittings, menu tastings, guest list. Drama the usual. Then 3 weeks before the wedding, she started acting off. At first it was small things. She started spending more time on her phone, and our conversations got shorter, a little more irritable than usual. I figured it was wedding stress, but then she started staying late at work a lot. Always some project, some deadline. One night she left her phone on the couch when she went to the kitchen. It lit up. A text from Carl, same time tomorrow, still replaying last night in my head. I read it once. That was enough. I didn't say anything right away. I closed the message, set the phone back down. When she came back into the room, I just looked at her. She smiled. What? Nothing, I said. I didn't know who Carl was. Shed never mentioned Carl before. Not a coworker, not a friend. But he clearly knew what happened last night. And I was supposed to marry her in a couple of weeks. The next few days I kept quiet. I've learned one thing from my job, that assumptions get people burned. I needed proof. So I started watching patterns. Jennifer said she was going to a dress fitting on Thursday night. I told her want me to come along. She shook her head fast. No, it's just fitting with the girls. Probably boring for you. Then she left in a rush, dressed too nicely for a bridal shop. That didn't sit right with me. I reached out to George, a mutual friend of mine and Jennifer's. We'd known him for years. He worked in event production and had a talent for being everywhere at once. Rooftop bars, hotel lounges, private parties. If something was happening in the city, George either knew about it or was there. I texted him casually, keeping it vague. Hey, random question. You know a guy named Carl who hangs out with Jennifer? He replied almost instantly. Carl Price, tall guy, shaved head, works in property management. The name didn't ring any bells. Don't know him. Just trying to figure out something I saw. A beat later he sent. Saw him with Jennifer last week at Atlas Rooftop. They looked close. That was all I needed. I paused, then texted him back. If you see them again, get a photo. Just don't let them see you. 2 nights later, George came through. He sent me a photo of Jennifer sitting across from a man in a gray blazer at a candlelit table. They weren't talking. She was smiling at him. His hand was on her knee. I stared at that photo for a long time. My first instinct wasn't rage. It was silence. She came home late that night, said traffic was a nightmare. Everything okay? She asked, taking off her heels. Yeah, I said. Long day. I wasn't asking questions anymore. I was building a case. By that weekend, it already decided no confrontation. Not yet. I didn't want apologies. I wanted confirmation. Jennifer was still pretending everything was normal. She made pancakes on Sunday morning. I watched her scroll through her phone, giggling. She was good, but I was done being the guy in the dark. That afternoon, I called my cousin Lily. Lily's not a cop, but she used to do private surveillance work, tracking cheating spouses, corporate fraud, the usual. Now she mostly works freelance for law firms. Jennifer had told me she was meeting her friend Alyssa that Tuesday to go over wedding decorations, but something felt off. So I gave Lily the basics, Jennifer's license plate, her routine, where she said Shedby. I also gave her a name, Carl Price. If Jennifer was telling the truth, fine. But if she ended up anywhere near Carl, I'd know. Lily didn't ask questions, just said Shed handle it. Tuesday came. Jennifer wore a new blouse and spritzed perfume before leaving. We might stop by that new wine bar after, just so you know. I nodded. Then I waited. Around 9:45 p.m., Lily called. She didn't meet Alyssa, she said. She drove straight to a condo building on Western Avenue, parked underground, same unit Carl Price owns. She went in at 7:12. She just came out 5 minutes ago alone. I closed my eyes and said nothing. She stayed almost 3 hours, Lily added. You want photos? Send me everything I said. She did. Time-stamped clean shots. Jennifer entering Carl's condo building. Hair slightly messier, makeup touched up. She also included a short video, a clear angle of Jennifer walking through the front entrance. No doubt about where she was going or who she was meeting. When Jennifer walked in that night, she looked surprised to see me still up. Didn't think you'd wait up, she said. Just wanted to see your face, I replied. She smiled. Alyssa says hi. I didn't say anything. I could feel it building inside me. Not fury, not pain. I knew exactly what I had to do next. I waited 2 more days. I wanted to see if Shed lie again, look me in the eye, and keep pretending. On Thursday, she said she had a venue walkthrough with the florist. I just nodded. Cool. Want me to come? She hesitated. Nah, it's just boring visual stuff. You'd hate it. I watched her walk out the door. Same story, same rush, dressed too nice for flowers. I didn't follow her, but Lily did. I'd called her earlier that morning, gave her the details where Jennifer said she'd be what time she was leaving, just like before. That night when she got back, I was sitting at the kitchen table with my laptop open. She dropped her purse, kicked off her heels. You didn't cook. I had a long day, I said. She walked over, leaned down to kiss me. I didn't move. She froze. What's wrong? I turned the laptop screen toward her. A paused video. Jennifer is entering Carl's condo. She blinked, confused. What is that? Tuesday night, I said. You were at his place for 3 hours. She flinched. Russell, I can explain. Then explain. She opened her mouth, closed it, then finally said, It's not what it looks like. You lied repeatedly. You said you were with the girls with Alyssa. Then it was the florist. Do you know how many chances I gave you to tell the truth? She sat down across from me, face pale now. I didn't mean to hurt you. Carl's someone I used to date before you, and I got serious. He reached out a while ago. Has been dealing with some stuff, psychological stuff. I didn't know how to bring it up. I thought I could help him quietly. That hit harder than I expected. She wasn't even denying it, just dressing it in sympathy, making herself the concerned visitor, the silent savior. But Shed kept it from me, lied over and over, and now she was trying to fold it into something noble. 3 hours, I said in secret more than once. She looked down. It got out of hand. I didn't want to make it a thing. I just thought if I showed up, helped him through it, it would go away. I didn't say a word. I didn't believe her. Not really. But I didn't call her out either. Not then. Because I wasn't done yet. I wasn't interested in apologies or stories. I was saving everything for the day Shed least expected, our wedding day. So I stood up and walked out. I didn't cancel the wedding. That's the part that probably confused her the most. The day after our talk, Jennifer didn't go to work. She walked around the apartment like she was waiting for round 2. I gave her nothing. I slept in the guest room. No shouting, no explanation, just silence. When her maid of honor texted me about a DJ change, I answered like everything was normal. When her mom called about head counts, I said, all good on my end. I wasn't going to protect her from the fallout Shed earned, because this wasn't about emotions anymore. This was about the truth. Then 2 days before the wedding, I saw something that sealed it. She was in the shower, and her phone lit up on the nightstand. I picked it up. A message from Carl. I still can't believe he bought that whole I have mental issues thing. I just stared at it. They thought I didn't get it, that I didn't see what was happening, but I had. I just hadn't said a word. Then another message came in right below it. Sunday morning, still on one last time. She was planning to see him the morning of our wedding. After everything, after the lies, after pretending it was just compassion, that was it. I didn't confront her again. I didn't need to. I took a photo of both messages and sent them to Lily. Asked her to confirm it. Sunday morning, Lily parked across the street from Carl's condo. Jennifer showed up at 8:12 a.m., full hair and makeup. She went inside, stayed 48 minutes. When she came out, she wasn't alone. Carl walked her out. They exchanged a few words, then kissed quick, casual, like it was normal, like none of it mattered. Lily snapped a photo just before they parted. Jennifer walked off smiling, like nothing was wrong. Lily sent me the time-stamped footage by noon. George, my best man, had it loaded on a USB. It was almost time for the truth to come out. The venue looked like a postcard. 150 guests. Most of them were from her side. George met me near the back. He pulled me aside and gave me a look. He didn't say much. He didn't have to. I nodded once, and he tapped the inside of his jacket where the USB was tucked away. The footage was ready. Everything was in place. All I had to do was give the signal. Jennifer's dad came up to me with a big grin. Ready to be a married man. Absolutely, I said. The music started. Bridesmaids walked in. Then came Jennifer. The dress hugged her perfectly. Smile, widely eyes locked on me like everything was still normal. When she reached the altar, I took her hand. The officiant began his speech. Light jokes. Then he turned to me. Russell Carter, do you take Jennifer Adams to be your lawfully wedded wife? I don't, I said. Jennifer blinked. What? I let go of her hand. And then I turned to the guests. She was with her ex this morning. She walked out of his apartment less than 8 hours ago. Gasps from the crowd. Her mom's hand shot to her mouth. Her father stood stunned. Murmurs spread like fire. Jennifer turned pale. Russell, please. I raised my hand. George stepped to the side and plugged the USB into the projector. The venue staff had set it up earlier, thinking it was a photo montage. Instead, the screen showed Jennifer walking into Carl's building in her wedding prep clothes, time-stamped for that exact morning. A hush fell over the room, every eye locked on the screen. Then, the next image appeared. Jennifer outside the same building, leaning in to kiss Carl, her hand on his chest, his on her waist. I turned back to her. I'm not angry. I'm just done. And I walked away, leaving her in front of everyone. The silence behind me as I walked out was louder than any shouting could have been. The car ride home was quiet. My phone wasn't. Jennifer called first, then her mom, then a bridesmaid. I didn't answer any of them. I turned the phone off and left it on the kitchen counter. By morning, the word spread like wildfire. A few of my friends called to check in. One of her bridesmaids, Natalie, sent me a DM. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve that. Apparently, Jennifer tried spinning the story, claimed I had cold feet, and that I panicked. But then George posted the footage. 2 images, nothing exaggerated, but undeniable enough to tear her story apart. By midweek, even her closest friends stopped defending her. I heard Carl went silent on her, blocked her on socials, left town on some business trip, and never came back. She texted again on Thursday. Russell, please can we talk? Just once. I'll explain everything. I didn't respond. Friday night she came to the apartment. She looked like she hadn't slept. Dark circles under her eyes, hair pulled back in a loose knot. When I opened the door, she barely looked up. Can I come in? She asked quietly. No, I want to apologize. I stood in the doorway. She shifted on her feet like a student waiting to be scolded. I ruined everything, she said. I know that. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I was scared. Carl wasn't supposed to mean anything. I didn't plan it. I didn't think you'd ever get caught. Her mouth opened. Nothing came out. I gave you every chance, to be honest. You chose this. She nodded slowly. So that's it. That's it. She looked at me for a second longer, then turned and walked away. I shut the door and didn't feel a thing. A week passed, then 2. And finally quiet. No more calls, no more texts, no more showing up at my door. Jennifer had finally gotten the message. Or maybe she just got tired of hearing nothing back. Either way, it was over. The apartment felt different. Quieter, but not in a bad way. I moved her stuff out piece by piece. No big scenes. Changed the locks. Her mother called my mom once, trying to make sense of everything. My mom hung up on her. I didn't ask for details. I started going out more, joined a gym, reconnected with friends ID, pushed aside during wedding prep. The whole thing turned out to be the best reset button I could have asked for. You know, people always talk about heartbreak like it's this epic gut-wrenching thing. And sure, it hits hard, but sometimes what you feel most after the dust settles is peace. The life I thought I was building with Jennifer, it wasn't real. But what came after that was real. People think walking away is the hard part. It's not. Staying with someone who lies to your face, who thinks you'll just forgive, forget, and move on like nothing happened. That's the mistake. I didn't make it. She thought I'd never know. She thought I'd stay quiet. She thought I'd marry her anyway. She was wrong. I didn't lose a wife. I lost the illusion of one, and I'm better off without it. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Wishing you all the best. Stay healthy, and take care.